Folks at Wishwell Farms Produce and Joel's Sugar Shack.
Howdy.
It'll take a few minutes, a few seconds for people to get their notifications. Here any moment, we'll start seeing some people pop up on the screen that are watching. We got some really cool stuff to show you guys tonight here in the Sugar Shack at the original Wishwell Farms dairy. That is 4 generations old. That was built in 1963 when my grandpa was a young man, younger than me. Hey, HP Group, what is your name? I see you all the time, but I don't know your name. Hey, Edward. Cheeseburger, I knew you'd be here. Thanks for tuning in. All right, guys. So, let me give you a quick rundown on what's going on here. We are currently standing in the middle of our milking parlor that was built in 1963. My grandpa spearheaded this operation. It was actually publicized around the state of Ohio as the electrified farm of 1963. We milked cows here for 4 generations. I am the 4th generation, as well as my 2 brothers here, Joel and John. You guys don't know John. John's never been on any of my YouTube videos or any of my live streams, but there he is.
Very private.
He's very private. And there's Joel. Joel is the one who is running the Sugar Shack. So, before we dive into everything going on here in the Sugar Shack. Sugar Shack? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
the Sugary? I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what all we got going on here. Well, what is through this door? This is our milk house. And behind this door, where our milk house used to be, it's where our bulk tank was, our pumps, everything for running our dairy operation. This was the brains of the dairy operation. This is now our certified kitchen. I know a lot of you have been dying to see our certified kitchen. There's not a lot to show right now because it is a cluttered mess of freeze-dried candy. Because Joel, that man right there, runs a freeze-dried candy business on our farming operation, and he does it in here. It's all stored in here. So, I'm going to give you a quick look at what this looks like. This is our commercial kitchen. This is certified by the ODA, the USDA. There's one of our chopping machines. Here's our wash sink. I don't know what this is. I think that's one of Joel's commercial freeze dryers. Freeze drying something. This is the original sink for washing your hands that has been here since I was born. A stainless steel table for chopping vegetables. There is the steam kettle. This is where we cook all of our sweet pepper relish. So you can see it's not much, but believe it or not, there used to be a 1,500 gallon or 1,200 gallon bulk tank in the middle of this room. But you can see now it's just kind of storage for all Joel's freeze-dried stuff. There's a bunch of his freeze-dried candy right there. Look at all this stuff. Freeze-dried Skittles. I don't know what all this stuff is. All right. This is supposed to be about the maple syrup operation. Let's go check it out. All right, we got some people on here. Where's the milk? Well, believe me, there's been plenty of milk on here for 4 generations, but in 2001, we sold the dairy. I was 28 years old, and my dad and I had had enough of the dairy operation. So we sold it, got rid of the cows. We still grain farm 1,300 acres, and we turned the milking parlor. So let me show this right here. See this right here? This strip of plywood right here is covering the pit. This was a pit we stood in to milk the cows, and this was a double seven herringbone parlor. There were 7 cows that came in on this side and 7 cows that came in on that side, and this was the milking pit right here. I know it's hard to understand what that may have looked like, but it's hard to believe 14 cows could fit in here, but they did. And then there's the exit doors for the north lot and the south lot. All right, enough talking about dairy. Let's talk about maple syrup and sap. Man, we got a lot of people coming on here. Sorry, I'm not reading all your comments, guys. Amir from the HP group. Amir, thank you for sharing your name. Hello from California. All right. We got 42 people on here right now. 46 people on here right now. Whoop, whoop. This is John. This is my other younger brother. I know he looks a little bit older than me, but he's...
I am the lost middle child. No one knows me. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. And Joel. Joel's the youngster. Where's Joel? Where'd he go? All right, I'm gonna turn this. Can I turn this around? I don't want to mess anything up. There we go. I turned it around. Okay. This is Joel's burner for burning maple syrup, boiling maple syrup sap. He's running it on straight wood right now, but it also runs on oil. As soon as he gets back here, we'll share all this information for you. Joel, what are you doing? Okay. Well, we're waiting for Joel, guys. This is the holding pen for our dairy. This is where we brought in our dairy cows from the north lot and the south lot. We had a high production herd and a low production herd. This is the holding pen. And now it is a storage unit for Joel's holding tanks of sap. Joel, how many tanks you got here?
There's 4 right here, and then there's
4 tanks. These are all old dairy milk tanks.
Yeah, 2,000-gallon tanks.
1, 2, 3.
One above you too.
4. Oh, jeez. I fell down. 4 2,000-gallon tanks? That one's not.
This is a 250. That's an 800.
That's a 250.
Those are both 2,000s.
Okay.
This one's actually still has a compressor hooked up, so I can cool the sap down to.
Okay, so that's how he stores his sap long term when it's warm outside, right, like it is right now. It's like 45 degrees right now.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Joel has some more wood. He's getting ready to feed the boiler here. What do you call this thing, Joel?
The evaporator.
This is the evaporator. Tell me how big this evaporator is and what it's called.
It's 3 foot wide by 10 foot long, and it's can boil about, depending on how hard you push it. Right now, we're probably doing 50 gallons per hour.
Good.
If you really push it hard, you can probably do 80.
80 gallons of sap.
Of sap will evaporate per hour.
Okay, but that's RO sap.
Yeah. So this sap is about 15% sugar content. So it only takes normal sap is 2% sugar content usually.
Okay.
And it takes about 40 of those gallons to make 1 gallon of syrup. But after I run it through the reverse osmosis, it may take like 3 or 4 gallons to make 1 gallon.
Really?
So a lot less.
Wow.
Required. No.
Okay, you called this a flume or something in the last video.
So this is a drop flue.
Drop flue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this front pan is flat, 3 foot by, I think it's 4 foot, and then this back pan is the flue. So there's these fins that go down, that drop down. This is where the kind of like the middle point of the pan is. There's a sap in this top couple inches, and then there's a flue that goes down, kind of like a rib. There's about 10 of these flues that are about 1 inch wide and 6 inches tall.
Okay.
Stacked all the way through. So the heat from the firebox goes through, and that transfers into the sap and helps it boil quicker. It's a lot more efficient having a drop flue, or there's also raised flue, which is the flues are up here instead of there.
But you're all about efficiency, so that's why you got the drop flue.
A lot of people like smaller scale guys will have like just a flat pan.
What's up, Joel from Edward? Hello from British Columbia, Canada. Hi from Westerville. Man, we got people. Where's the milk? Okay, show us this RO system real quick you got here. Tell us some information about the RO system, why it's important, where you got it, how much, just everything.
This is as you can see, everything here is kind of, we're only in here for a month and a half out of the year, so I don't drop a lot of money making things fancy looking. I just want things to work. This is older, from the 1990s, and it's been rebuilt. I have new pumps, new RO membrane and stuff, and I only paid like $1,000 for it. And you can buy these new for like 20 grand. I mean, they'd be very expensive.
Gee whiz.
So what it does, it just has 3 pumps in it actually. 1 high pressure pump, and then a circulation pump, and then there's a lift pump also. Filters it down about 5 microns to this filter. Then it goes into a pump you can't see back there that builds the pressure up about 300 to 400 psi, and then that forces through the reverse osmosis membrane, just takes the water out. You can look up how RO systems work online for more details. I can't understand the science too quickly. So that takes all the water out, and then
But Joel could explain this because he's a NASA engineer. So
Guys, both of my brothers are mechanical engineers with college degrees, yet they don't want to be.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
don't want to sit in
Yeah.
front of a computer all day.
Yes.
Let's get it done.
Joel's
Amen.
getting it done.
So back to the reverse osmosis quickly. The way it works for your house, if you're using it, you're collecting the clean water, and then it's putting all the impurities out on the ground and dumping it. I'm doing the opposite. All the clean water is getting dumped away, dumped on the ground. I don't use that. I take the concentrated stuff. This just has all the sugar in it, and then I boil that.
Okay.
It's pretty basic how it works. And then this, once it goes through here, it goes up to a head tank, which probably
That was that big
briefly.
tank. Well, the small tank we saw out here. That's the head tank. And how many gallons is the head
It's just
tank?
a couple hundred.
Just a couple hundred gallons. And then it feeds from the head tank right down this line into.
There's a float back here that controls the level. Need some
Can barely see you back there.
foam right here.
Sap foam.
I don't know. It foams up a little bit. So there's a little float here that moves up and down. I can adjust it depending on how full I want this to be. You don't want to get it too low because you'll potentially burn your syrup.
All right, hold on real quick here before you move on. We have someone here from Lithuania. His channel name is Wild Insomnia. He is one of our biggest fans. He watches all my videos. I don't even know where Lithuania is from, but Wild Insomnia, man, I really appreciate you watching all my videos and always commenting. And I know you wanted to see the commercial kitchen really bad. I'll make another trip in there in a little bit for you. All right, tell us a little bit about this, about how your wood and oil burning.
So right now we're just burning off wood because it's loud. When I also have a waste oil burner because it's free.
Man, that feels good.
Plenty of, and so this is just burn off wood right now, and the firebox goes back to about 4 foot back, and it collects the heat, boils it away. I mean, it's pretty basic. I mean,
Yeah.
anyone can make maple syrup. It's a matter of how much money you want to spend to scale it up,
Right.
make it efficient enough. You can make it on your stove at home, but you're going to spend a lot of electricity
Yeah.
to make a little bit of syrup.
So-
a couple pancakes.
For the people watching that have not seen anything about your maple syrup operation, tell us about how many trees you're tapping, how many taps you have, and how many gallons of sap and syrup you're going to get.
So, on average, the past several years, this year maybe less because it's been too cold. I've got about 30,000 gallons of sap, and that made about 500 gallons of syrup.
Okay.
My sugar content isn't as high because it's more densely populated woods. So the trees are competing against each other. So the sugar content is actually like 1.5, 1.7, somewhere around there.
But it should be over 2.
2, I mean, if a tree in my yard would be like 2.5 or 3.
Really? So competition,
Yeah.
the crowding of the maple trees makes that big of a difference.
Yeah, huge.
Gee whiz. What about like junk trees, like honeysuckle? Does that make a big difference
yeah,
too?
They compete, take energy away. Anything that's taking nutrients and competition, just like any row crops or any stuff out in the field, weed. Other trees you can look at them as weeds, but all trees are beneficial for the most part, other than like honeysuckle and stuff.
Okay, I see something happening over here. Explain the process here.
Oh goodness!
You're getting ready to overflow.
Good thing you saw that.
So yeah, what we got going on here? How's this work?
Oh my gosh! I'll show you in a second.
This is syrup here, fellas.
That's finished syrup. 217 degrees or so, depending on the
Okay.
atmospheric pressure.
Yeah.
So.
And what are you gonna do with this?
I'll dump it out really quick. So I'm keeping it hot right now. This is, we got a little rigged up temperature probe. And there's a hydrometer in there too that tests the density. Oh,
That's pure maple syrup, but it's really hot.
yes.
How hot did you say it was?
Oh, this will be about 215 or so.
Okay.
That's probably 200 here actually. But it's coming off the evaporator about 217 today.
Now you gotta explain the next step after the syrup goes into here.
Well, let's go back to this really quick.
Okay.
So, this is the finished syrup. It's coming off right now at 216. I'm gonna slow this down a little bit. Coming out a little too fast. 217. So
That's the temperature.
That's the finished,
Fahrenheit.
7 degrees above the boiling point of your location is when the syrup is finished.
Okay.
Is one of the quick ways to tell. You also can check the density with a hydrometer and a cup. I don't do this anymore, just because I know what it's going to be based on the temperature.
Someone wants to know how they can get candy. Go to your Etsy site. You can go.
I don't sell on Etsy.
Oh,
I
it's
just
not.
do farmers markets.
Oh, that's it now. You
Yeah.
can't get it on my website
I
either.
do my maple syrup on Etsy.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't set up. There's so many people selling online.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to mess with
Gotcha.
On the distillery.
Yeah, right now, folks, he's just selling the candy on at farmers markets through this summer.
So this is a quick way to tell what the temperature is that you need to draw it off. This right here is kind of basically the temperature gauge has been modified just to show different increments of the sugar content. So right now it's saying 62. That's about where I wanted. It's about where it needs to be right now.
Okay,
I
good.
like to draw it off a little bit denser, so then when I bottle it, I can just add a little water to get the density just right. Because 69 or 60, yeah, I think 69 bricks is the sugar content is the number you shoot for.
69 on the bricks.
Yeah.
Man, that is very sweet. And speaking of sweet, we just got a sweet comment from Sydney, Australia. Love your videos.
Morning there.
Yeah, what time is it in Sydney? Good night.
Harvey.
What is your top selling freeze dried candy?
Probably Skittles or
Skittles? And have the squirrels chown the pipeline again?
Oh.
Chow down on the pipeline?
Yes, they have been shooting. I've been wanting to. Actually, Blake shot a couple today. I think.
Did he? Oh, nice. It's 11:50 a.m.
Okay.
So that's almost lunchtime.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's time to fire up the Barbie.
Yeah, the Barbie. All right, what else do we got to show here?
So quickly, this is the temperature. I adjust this based off of the so the atmospheric pressure and your altitude is how you can scientifically determine what the boiling point is of your elevation.
Okay.
Where you're at, and so 70 degrees above that is going to be about 217 here today. And I have an app I use on my phone. It's a lot quicker.
Okay.
Calculating it. So then this is just a simple controller. It's a PID temperature controller that tells this valve when to open and close. And so if it gets too cold and it needs to boil longer, it'll shut that valve off.
All right.
And then, so once we're done with that, it's finished. I'll put it in here, and then you keep it hot until I get enough to run through this. This is called a filter press. And it has
My
hoses.
goodness.
I
So
suck it up.
all your syrup has to go through this press?
Yeah, it takes it, and then once it goes through here, it makes it nice and crystal clear. So when you get a finished syrup, it will look like this when it's done.
Okay.
If
Now-
it didn't filter, it would be really cloudy.
And what is that stuff called that's cloudy?
It's sugar sand or niter.
Sugar, sand, or niter?
It's-
That is definitely a word I would never remember and did not know. So, yeah,
It's
sugar,
just
sand, or
really
niter.
Stuff that settles to the bottom of the jar, and it's
Oh,
FDA
man.
requires us
Look
to
at,
take it out. It's
look at all that goodness.
unpleasant looking.
Now, this seems like a very small device, considering how many gallons you're going through.
I like so these are filter papers in between each one of these. So this is individual pieces.
Yeah.
And this paper goes in between it. And then that's how it allows the syrup to pass through, but not the impurities.
Okay.
They're not bad, they don't look good.
Yeah.
Because everyone from the store wants to see a perfect looking product.
Right.
So then after we run through this, I can either bottle it or I'll just put it in kegs. I store 15-gallon.
These are not full of beer, folks. This is full of syrup.
Or 40-gallon barrels also. But these are most convenient because I can actually lift them up, move them around.
Yeah.
And so that's a quick gist of how maple syrup production works.
Okay.
On this side. Not
Are
the
the-
outside part.
We'll get to more of it in just a second. Let's answer some comments here. It's in Sydney at 11:50 a.m. That is beer time. That it is, someone else said. Cheers, mate. Salute. Happy farming to the Wishwell family. Are there only 3 brothers? Yes. I want to turn this around
That
here.
we know of.
That we know of. These are the 3 brothers. I'm Jason. I'm 51. John's getting close to the big 50 this July, right?
Nope.
No, you're gonna be 49.
No.
49, and Joel's the young one in the family, 38.
Decade behind. Oopsie.
Oh, I want to show you guys something here real quick. So, see this ladder right here? I grew up having to go up this ladder to the upper room of the milking parlor, and this is where we stored all of our feed pellets to feed our dairy cows while they were being milked. So if you look real close, you can see little holes. There's 7 holes on this side and 7 holes on that side. And there's, you know, where that pipe, that flue is going out the roof there. That was one of the filling ports, filling areas for the pellets. So the cattle pellets, the feed pellets would be stacked up in here, mounted up. And I'd have to come up here when I was a kid and push those pellets into the feeders. You know, that is something I remember doing even back when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. So, you know, the dairy farm is where I learned the importance of discipline, diligence, responsibility, work ethic. You know, it has made me the farmer that I am today. My mom and dad taught me the importance of all these things, responsibility and discipline as a young kid. You know, feeding calves, putting pellets in the feeders, pulling hay down to the cattle, you know, all these things that go along with farming when you're a little kid. You know, I was taught all those things, and I believe that's kind of spilled over into my adult life as a farmer and being a successful farmer. So yeah, just something cool I wanted to show you up there. Coming back down here now. And let's see what else. We got 85 people on here still. So a pretty small amount of people on here. That's all right. Still something fun to do. It's Thursday night, and yeah, it's nice to be away from the greenhouses for a little bit. Let's see, I'm gonna turn this around and show you what it looks like here. So as I explained earlier, this is our holding pen that our dairy cows were brought into the milking parlor to be milked. So there's a door there where you see the fire, and there's another door there on the left of that upper tank. And it was a 7 herringbone milking parlor, one of the best in the state of Ohio in 1963. As I mentioned earlier, it was named the Electrified Farm of 1963. But now it's just an empty cattle lot, no more cattle. You can't see them, but there's 3 silos there. This is our dry hay storage, and these are the freestall barns where our cattle slept and laid down. 2 entrances here. So we kept about 50 cattle on this side and 50 cattle over on the other side. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this thing up here in a little bit. Do you have any more specific questions about the maple syrup process or the sap collecting? I am in the middle of making a video for the channel on maple syrup production and sap collection, and we just got to finish it up with some more time in the woods showing the sap collection and some of the burning or boiling of the syrup. We got a few comments here that came in. Do you miss milking 365 days a year? I do not.
Not one bit.
No, not at all. You know, but to be honest with you, vegetable farming is not a whole lot easier. Other than getting a few months of downtime, vegetable farming is not any easier than dairy farming. John, I know you don't miss milking. Joel didn't get to milk a whole lot.
I milked my.
He was a young one.
The question I was trying to look for the weights I used to put in my
Oh yeah. Okay. So let me explain something real quick. When you have some cows are hard milkers, some are easy milkers, some are hard milkers. Let me go over here. Comments are like in my face. I couldn't see what I was doing here. So the cows that are hard milkers, which maybe they have a smaller orifice on their teat, you gotta squeeze them harder to get the milk out, and they take the longest to milk and are the hardest to milk, and they slow down the whole process. So to speed that process up, you put a little bit of weight on the milking system that's hanging, suction to their 4 teats. And that was, just same process same as like pulling down the milking suction cups. Gosh, I can't remember what they're called. It's been so long. But that would speed up the process of the cow to milk out quicker. And these weights, I don't know how you describe them. 6 or 8 inches long, just a chunk of steel.
Yeah,
John, this was back when John, was in high school, middle school, an angry teenager.
Hated milking too.
Hated milking cows. He would grab one of these weights. Okay, John's going to explain here how that works.
I don't like cameras, but you have to understand that when a cow shits on your head, it kicks you in the face.
Yeah.
It's really hard to not react to that and not hit the leg. Okay, so.
Yeah. I
And
understand.
now it might sound inhumane, but it's hard not to hit the cow back. When it kicked in the face. If someone
I
punches you in
agree.
the face, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Just on
exactly.
your head. I mean, you have a hat on, but it's really hard not to hit it
Yeah.
back. So
So, to make your fist a little more powerful, you put one of those weights in your fist and get that cow back for what it did to you. It's just one of the many fun stories that happen on the dairy. Oh, we forgot to talk about this. So, I walked in here tonight and was telling Joel, I recognize this. This was our family milk jug when we were growing up, and they all remember it. It had a lid that went on it, but this is one of our many containers that stored the Wish family milk in the refrigerator.
Never wanted the bottom half-inch straw because all this.
Okay.
I don't know. We didn't filter the.
I mean, we have filters that filter our milk,
There's no way it didn't. I mean, how does straw get past?
but little flecks of straw would still get past. It could have happened before the filter, right before or after the filter was put in. When you're flushing out your lines at the end of the day, the filter's out, and you're flushing hot water through the lines. Maybe some little bits of straw got through. I don't know. That was always a mystery.
It was more than straw.
Oh, it was not. Come
It
on.
wasn't just clear-looking straw. It was
So,
brown-looking stuff.
it's all nutritious.
very nutritious. Anyway, that was one of our family milk jugs, and Joel has kept it in action here at the Sugar
A
Shack.
lot cleaner now.
But yeah, the top of the milk container was the best stuff. That was where all the cream settled. But the very bottom, every now and then there'd be a little fleck of straw. He's exaggerating a little bit. Wasn't that bad. All right, do we have any more comments before I sign off here? Do they give him a gallon of milk? I'm not sure what that's about. Just got my order from Rupp Seeds. You know what? I'm sporting a Rupp Seeds hat right now. I was hoping to go up to Rupp Seeds and pick up my seed order. They haven't delivered it yet. I've gotten a few of the smaller seed items, like early things you need to start, like broccoli and cabbage, cauliflower, melons and cucumbers and all that stuff. But the bulk of my seeds have not come, like all my big stuff, like sweet corn. I was still thinking about trying to go up there and making a video of that place. I don't know if you guys would care to see that or not. I definitely want to get a tour of Rupp Seeds eventually. Oh man, I'm trying not to cover up the screen here. I'm trying to see these comments. How much syrup do you yield in an average year?
About 500.
500 gallons
Finished syrup. That's
of
about
finished product.
20 to.
Well, something else we didn't talk about is all your flavors.
Oh,
He doesn't just make regular maple syrup. This is the
Awesome.
king of maple flavors. Tell us about your flavors.
Bourbon barrel aged is my most popular. Second is a vanilla infused. I use real vanilla bean. Then a cinnamon infused, chai infused, coffee. I do a spicy one and peppermint. Those aren't very popular. I think that's all. I want to do a pumpkin one too.
Pumpkin.
Would be good. Pumpkin spice, my next one I want to
Do you guys have any syrup flavors that you would like to see Joel trial? If you have any others that you thought about doing that haven't done
People
yet.
want some fruity ones.
Fruity?
Yeah.
Oh, like blueberry.
Yeah, I'm not
syrup.
sure if that.
Yeah, I don't know.
If people have had those, are probably the fake syrup, not
Yeah.
real maple syrup. I don't know. Yeah, I'll try that one. Peach, blueberry.
Appreciate it, Mike. Glad you enjoyed the channel. Cheeseburgers back again with a gallon of milk. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Rups. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna scroll through some of these comments real quick.
Basically,
I should have turned. If I turn this around,
well,
Nope, that didn't work.
Isn't kosher, I don't know.
I thought I could turn it around. My finger wouldn't be in the way here.
I'm
not sure when-
A tiny bit in a cup.
I don't remember this happening last time.
Back there, never mind.
Some of you watch our channel on the TV. My neighbor used milk, and our son got up early on the weekends. Oh yeah. I know all about that. Our daily average, Wild Insomnia from Lithuania. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Lithuania wants to know what the average daily yield from a cow was. Oh my gosh. You got to understand, this was 2001 when we sold our dairy. Many moons ago. 50 pounds, 50?
Pounds, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, 50, 60 pounds seems like it was a good yield. 80 pounds was really good. So 30, 40 was pretty poor. There's about 8 pounds something per gallon of milk. How's the cooking smell like sweet? Imagine whoever is down there gets a whiff of it. Oh yeah.
Stick the camera in there.
It smells so good. Canada, hello from Canada.
Oh, the real.
Very happy to see the brothers together, a strong family. Do you miss milking cows? We already talked about that. No. You're one of the top farm YouTubers. I don't think so. Oh my gosh. There's so many huge farming, agriculture YouTubers out there. Man. Welker Farms, Millennial Farmer, Brian's Farming Videos, Veggie Boys, Brian's, Laura. Man, there's so many huge YouTubers out there. But thanks to you guys, my YouTube channel's growing, so I appreciate it. Check this out. Got some fresh syrup.
Stick your finger in there.
How hot is it?
217 degrees.
Wow! It's hot.
I told you 217. Warned you. Just gotta move quick.
Oh, so good. We've been going for 31 minutes. Do you have to cook that syrup all night? Explain that real quick. Oh, by the way, milk is 8.6 pounds per gallon. I thought it was 8.8, but maybe that's water.
No, water's lighter.
Do you have to cook this syrup all night?
No, it takes. I'll be here for probably 2 or 3 more hours. I have about 200 gallons.
Well, what time is it?
It's 8 o'clock. So
8 o'clock Eastern right now.
Yeah, so I'll be done hopefully midnight. Yeah, I'm not pushing it hard right now. I'm just kind of relaxing. I usually have an oil burner going. It's loud and annoying, but today just enjoying, relaxing, throwing some firewood in there and listening to crackling, keep it warm.
This is like camping out, guys. You know, Joel did all the hard work already. Now we're just sitting back, chilling and hanging out. We could be out in the woods around a bonfire, but this is better.
Yeah. Fruits of my labor here.
Let me see some hot dogs.
Oh yeah, also I
Cook some hot
mentioned
dogs.
brats.
Oh, we should have been better than that Wendy's crap we had
You
today.
guys got Wendy's.
Ugh. All right, we got any more comments on here that I missed? Have you visited Veggie Boys or Broyans? No, I have not yet, but it's on my list to do. You know, we were hoping to do it last year on our way to New England, but that trip got canceled for several reasons. But yeah, I'll get around to visiting those guys eventually for sure. I mean, I know Veggie Boys watches our channel, and I've talked to Andrew a little bit from here and there. Thank you, appreciate it. A man cave. This is like a man cave. It's a syrup cave.
It is the Sugar Shack.
The Sugar Shack. Do you have to cook that syrup? Well, let's see. Let's look at the comments, guys. Mike. I'm not sure where Mike is from. He's letting us know that we do the best job of telling what you are doing and why, how much it costs. Yeah. So we like to be transparent. At least I do. I like to be transparent about my farming operation because there's not a lot of farmers out there that talk about all these details, the good and the bad and the ugly, you know? It's not all fun and games all the time. Farming's tough. And I actually made a video today that's going to be released next week about some of the costs involved in raising hydroponic tomatoes. And it's not cheap. Some of the prices of things have just skyrocketed so much because of inflation and many other reasons that it almost makes me wonder if what I'm doing is worthwhile. I have to price things at a certain price at farmers markets to make it worthwhile, to make it worth my while, to pay my bills and have a profit, have something left over. But some of the things are so sky high, I don't even know if I want to keep doing it sometimes. But more on that in the next video. When do you start seeding the field crops? And what do you start with? I actually seeded peppers today. Not all my peppers, just the hot ones. So hot peppers need a lot of heat. They take the germination mats, like habaneros especially. They're really hard to germinate, kind of like seedless watermelon. So I did seed just a couple flats of habanero and jalapeno and sweet banana peppers today. I'll be putting those on germination mats. And then the rest of the peppers don't get started until mid-March. So by mid-March, early April, we'll be hot and heavy into seeding a lot of our crops for the field. When will Emma be back? And will she? Sorry.
What?
You guys in the middle of a conversation over there. Emma will be back tomorrow morning.
About freedom as always. Love the Australians. Keep fighting the good fight. We know it's hard to dip over there.
Hopefully they can hear you.
Well, you know, I know a lot of crackling over here. Oh, okay. All right. Whatever.
So Emma will be back for her first day back at Wishwell Farms tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, getting the tall house, greenhouse number 1, ready for hydroponic tomatoes. Looking forward to working with her again. Glad I have Emma helping us out this year. I would love to have about 4 or 5 more Emmas, and we wouldn't have to hire so many high school and college kids that leave me high and dry in middle of August.
Or sports.
From sports in early August. The Willoughbys, all your friend farmers from South Carolina, seeded our hot peppers yesterday. I can't get the best seed you told me about. Man, I don't know what that is, but peppers and tomatoes started 1,000 plants. All right, guys. Man, what do we got going on here? Joel's dumping more syrup.
Yeah, got about 28 gallons.
Beets. Oh, yeah, beets. Beets. Yeah, we'll be planting beets here real soon.
Blake's beets.
Oh, I ain't going to be Blake anymore. All right, anything else we need to talk about over here? You got some storage over here. We're getting ready to wrap this one up, folks. Joel stores a lot of his syrup over here after he gets it bottled. All of his different flavors. There's some. Is this syrup from last year?
Yeah, from last year. And glass syrup lasts for really almost forever.
Yeah.
It's like honey.
Some people want to know, why do you use syrup, or why do you use plastic versus glass? Or glass versus plastic?
Some people like farmers markets, people don't want to worry about dropping, or if they're shipping it, that's why I use plastic.
Okay.
It keeps better in glass.
Really?
Plastic oxygen can slowly permeate through, I don't know, it's not the cell wall, but the plastic,
Okay.
and affect the flavor. I wouldn't give it 2 years, about recommended length of time.
Okay.
Syrup in plastic. Glass, I've had stuff that's a decade old.
Really? Light
Yeah.
doesn't penetrate the glass like beer?
I mean, you want to keep it out of the light. It would,
Oh.
it would affect, it would do something to it. I don't
Like
know.
oxidize it or something?
Yeah, probably.
Look at all these parts.
Oh my gosh, fittings. That's the
Fittings and parts for
with
all
the
of his.
tubing system, I have a few $1,000 worth of different fittings.
Wow.
And it's a lot of, a lot of knickknacks. It's like to have a little bit of everything. When something breaks down, you don't want to go to the store. You want to have it right here on hand.
Yep.
Keep things going. It's such a short season.
All right, one more quick look for Mr. Wild Insomnia from Lithuania. He's been dying to see our commercial kitchen. It's nothing I'm proud of right now to show you. But this is our, hey, there you are, buddy. This is where Joel's freeze-dried candy business is kind of stored, and it's just a disastrous mess in here. So back there where you see that air conditioner, that was an open room. That's where some of our milk compressors were kept back in the day. Oh gosh, I can't even get through here. In that door, there's a whole other room back there. That was where our water pressure tank was, our milk compressor, a furnace, and there's a whole other room back there. But there's our steam kettle. This is the main part of our commercial kitchen for cooking all of our sweet pepper relish. The chopper, that's where Joel chops all of his peppers and tomatoes and onions for making his salsa. And it's all cooked. You know, anything that's cooked is cooked in that steam kettle, but the salsa is fresh. Everything's bottled and canned right here on this stainless steel table. And we got our wash sink here, stainless steel wash sink. And it looks like right here he's got one of his commercial freeze dryers up and running, freeze drying some more candy or something. Yeah, so that's it. That's our commercial kitchen. I'll give you a better look at it when it's all cleaned up and we're actually making something.
It's a lot cheaper. You can buy these new or buy them from a syrup producer.
Explain keg thing real quick again.
So these are old beer kegs. Sometimes I go to a brewery and if they have extra kegs, I just buy them from them for 20 or 30 bucks a piece.
Okay.
So I cut the top off of the normal beer keg.
Really?
And then I weld on a 2-inch bung fitting.
You have to do all this? You have to torch it off and weld on?
A welder guy.
Oh, okay. I thought you did all this.
I sit there and help him with it, cut it up, and whatnot with his metal cutter.
Cool.
Plasma cutter. I just bought 30 more of these from a brewery that went out of business. Filled my whole van up. 31 kegs.
You brought 31 kegs home?
In a Honda Odyssey.
No.
The last one was sitting on my lap.
Oh my gosh. And half of them are full of beer.
Yeah, we're going to try them out.
Oh, no. So I knew about this last week. Joel he bought a tap on Amazon and we tapped a couple of these kegs. And I tried a taste of it last week. And the one we tried, oh my gosh. You know, I could tell that it probably tasted good when it was fresh, but there was something way off on it. It was so skunked. I mean, I couldn't even hardly swallow it. It was disgusting. And you had one the other day that had chunks coming out.
Disgusting.
Yellow and green chunks.
I think it was Shamrock. What's that season coming up here? Or not that day? Green Day. What's that?
Shamrock?
Irish Day. What's it called?
Oh my gosh. We're all having brain fart.
A green beer from last year is what I'm guessing it was. Shamrock shape.
What do you call that?
What's that festival thing?
Irish?
Goodness,
What's the Irish Day called? The Shamrock Irish Green Beer Day.
In a couple days or a couple weeks.
Why can't I think of what that's called? St. Patrick's
Oh my
Day.
gosh.
Thank you.
It was a St. Patty's Day. St.
Wild
Patty's Day
insomnia.
You got one of those kegs. Green spurt.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. All right, folks. I don't really have anything else to show you here today. And it's late. I'm getting tired. I'm ready for bed. Any final questions before we sign off? Oh, man. Just enjoying the nice warm fire down here. Oh, look at that. It's glorious. How much oil will you go through? Gee, many Christmas. I had hot coals shooting out at me. How much oil will you go through on here?
Usually about
Better get some permits for
about
this.
300 gallons of oil for
200 or 300 gallons?
of oil. Yeah.
Used motor oil.
Yeah.
What if there's like water or antifreeze in the oil? Will it still work?
I collect it and drain it off because it settles. I let it settle.
Oh,
here
okay.
Before I run it through here. If
Okay.
you want to see the rigged up oil burner process,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I go back here. I do heat my house with motor oil also.
Really?
Actual professionally.
You have propane also, though, right?
propane backup. I mostly heat with oil. I go through about 700 to 800 pounds of motor oil.
Where are you getting all this motor oil?
From the Amish store, or not the Amish store.
Don't
The,
tell
Low-
them it's secret.
Shh.
Private.
mostly the farms around here. I got about 3,000 or 4,000 gallons of oil around here.
My gosh, all about efficiency. Man, I wish I was that efficient.
So I got you can heat your greenhouse with oil.
Yeah.
So this is just a 275 gallon oil drum.
Yeah.
Fuel oil burner.
Yeah, I got one in my basement.
Yeah. Fuel oil tank. That's what motor oil in it. It just gravity feeds through some trashy lines here. Then it goes into this is my heater. Not
Oh my gosh,
not very
it's
safe.
boiling right
Not very,
now.
it's just a hot plate that you cook.
Oh,
your
I'm
food
You sure
on.
you want to show this?
Very safe. Very, very safe. Phil.
Very, very safe.
Completely safe.
That's just to keep the steam
Plastic
going off.
bags.
Yeah, I'm here washing things constantly. And then this is the actual oil burner. It's just a simple, it's hooked up to air.
Okay.
And it has a little, and then the oil comes in right here, heats up to 190 or so. And then there's just
Oh my gosh, it just turns into like an oil mist.
just atomize
Can
the
you
oil.
show it? Are you able to
Yeah,
show it at
yeah.
all? All right, let's see
Yeah,
this
just
in
turn the oil
action.
on.
Blow it up, man. Oh,
Watch
yeah.
this.
Holy moly! Is that how you start your fire?
Yeah.
Dang!
So that's why oh my god. That's why I don't, it's loud. That's why we're not using it right
Yeah.
now. that out. Trying to get the oil to clean it out.
This is why we kept this off during the live stream. We knew it would be noisy. But I'd never seen it working in action like that. That was pretty cool.
Most people don't run their evaporator off motor oil. I don't know anyone who does. They usually use fuel oil, propane, wood pellets, or wood.
Okay. It doesn't affect the flavor.
No. It's
it's nothing to do with it.
separate.
It's completely separated
Your
from the
taste
sap.
doesn't taste like wood if you burn it with wood or,
Right.
or propane. Or,
I mean,
Okay.
it definitely offsets the effect of all the cow farts. I mean,
The cow parts?
cow farts.
Oh.
Cow farts.
Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Use motor oil. Burns hot.
Keep that.
That bucket is glorious. Oh, man. All right. Oh, I about fell in the fire.
You gotta burn your phone up getting it that close to the fire.
All right, guys. I think we're going to sign off here. We've went for 45 minutes. I don't have anything else to really talk about. Just want to bring you guys out here to the Sugar Shack to show you what Joel's working on for about 4 to 6 weeks usually, right?
Yeah. Yep. Be done
So-
in mid-March probably.
Here next week, I will be releasing a video on the channel of the entire maple syrup season start to finish. Well, not start to finish, but showing some of the more details in the woods, his sap collection process, and how we tap trees. And then we will talk about some of the stuff that we talked about tonight in the video. See if I missed anything here before we sign off. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. Glad you got to meet my other brother, John, and hang out with me and Joel. We'll see y'all again real soon here on the farm. We got a video coming out tomorrow night on some stuff about the greenhouses again. A missing item that didn't show up on my delivery. That's what that video is about, and some other stuff. So we're still going to keep cranking out 2 videos per week. And once we get up and rolling, I'll try to get back up to 3 videos per week. I'll try to keep up with Veggie Boys and Broyens Farms. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We'll see you all again real soon down on the farm. Good night.